Okay, can you see the screen? Hello? Tree. Today's lecture we are going to discuss stereochemistry of addition reaction, particularly addition reactions to alkenes. In that, we are going to see three different reactions. Bromination, which proceeds with anti-addition of molecular bromine. Second, hydroxylation, also known as syn hydroxylation, because of syn addition of molecular osmium tetroxide or KMNO4. And third reaction is epoxidation of alkene followed by hydrolysis. In syn hydroxylation and epoxidation followed by hydrolysis, the product which we will get will be the 1,2-diol or vicinal diols, whereas bromination will give us a vicinal dibromide as the product. So let's start discussion about these three reactions one by one. First, bromination of alkene. Here, we need to understand the alkenes having carbon-carbon double bond to the olefinic carbon, and the bromine is added across the double bond. The product form vicinal dibromide. A general reaction is represented like this, whereas a molecular bromine added across the carbon-carbon double bond and we get a vicinal dibromide. You understand the vicinal means the bromines are attached to the adjacent carbon. The bromination is particularly taking place in anti-addition manner. What is anti-addition and how it is important, that we'll discuss in the subsequent slides. Just remember, this is an example of anti-addition reaction. Bromination reaction is distereospecific, that is cis and trans isomer of alkene gives racemic mixture of vicinal dibromide and mesoform of vicinal dibromide respectively. Here we can say a specific distereomer form of reactant gives a specific distereomeric form of product. So the reaction is distereospecific in nature. So here important thing is, when we say bromination is distereospecific, it means that the two faces of an alkene are distereotopic in nature. I am repeating, the two faces of an alkene are distereotopic in nature because we get two distereomeric product after addition across the double bond. Now let's discuss mechanism of bromination reaction. As we already said, this is an anti-addition reaction. This is an example of electrophilic addition reaction across carbon-carbon double bond. It follows in two steps. In step 1, alkene added to one of the bromine gives cyclic bromonium ion as a product. In the first step, alkene adds to the molecular bromine, the bromine which is added as an electrophile, whereas the another bromine departs as an bromide ion. In the second step, the cyclic bromonium ion is attacked by the bromide ion and it opens to give vicinal dibromide as a product, as shown in this reaction. In the second step, bromide attacks on the cyclic bromonium ion, the ring open and we get vicinal dibromide as the product. Here, why we call this as anti-addition? Because the cyclic bromonium ion, this upper side or upper face is completely blocked. So the bromide ion can have access from the below face only. Okay? And because of that, the product form where the bromines are in the opposite planes. So it is called as anti-adhesion. In the first step, the one bromine atom is added from top side or top face, and in the second step, the bromide ion or the second bromine atom is added from the below face. So it is called as anti-adhesion. For example, if I take cis-2-butene and do the electrophilic addition of bromine to it, in the step 1, cis-2-butene adds to the bromine, gives cyclic bromonium ion as represent in this reaction. In the second step, the addition of bromide ion to the cyclic bromonium ion yields the racemic mixture of 2,3-dibromobutane. Now we can represent it. This is our cyclic bromonium ion, and a bromide ion is added across it in an anti manner. Here you have to note that we have two possibilities of addition of this bromide. It can add either to this carbon or this carbon. So in a first case, if the bromide is added to this carbon and the ring open cyclic bromonium ion in this manner, okay, we'll get this as a product. Okay. In the second case, if the bromide is added to this another carbon, then the cyclic bromonium ion will open in that manner and we get this another product. These two products are racemic mixture of 2,3-dibromobutane. So here the bromide ion adds to the cyclic bromonium ion in two different manner and we get a mixture of 2,3 or racemic mixture of 2,3-dibromobutane. In the another example, when we have electrophilic addition of bromine to trans to butene, okay, in the step first, it gives cyclic bromonium ion as represented here. Okay. Now you all know how the cyclic bromonium ion is formed. Okay. The bromide ion will be the byproduct in this reaction. In the second step, the bromide ion adds in anti-manner to the cyclic bromonium ion, which results in the formation of meso 2,3-dibromobutane. Here also, we have two possibilities of addition of this bromide across this cyclic bromonium ion. It can be like this or it can add it to this carbon. So after these two, the product form are meso 2,3-dibromobutane. Next is stereochemistry of syn hydroxylation reaction. Okay, that is addition of osmium tetroxide or potassium permanganate to alkene. For this, we need to understand few important points. This reaction proceeds in two steps. Step 1 is syn addition of reagent, osmium tetroxide or KMnO4, to form a cyclic ester. In step 2, hydrolysis of cyclic ester gives the product 1,2-diol. This is syn addition reaction, and syn hydroxylation reactions are stereospecific in nature. When I say stereospecific, it means if I start with cis or trans isomer of alkene, it gives mesoform and racemic mixture of 1,2-diol respectively. Because of that, we can say the two faces of alkene are distereospecific in nature. Here, when we compare the hydroxylation reagent, KMnO4 is a stronger reagent as compared to osmium tetroxide. And if we use excess of KMnO4, it may cause oxidative cleavage of diol. So, osmium tetroxide is always preferred for hydroxylation of alkenes. So, if we want to represent addition of osmium tetroxide to alkene in two-step manner, it can be represented like this. Alkene adds to osmium tetroxide. This is the structure of OSO4. Gives a cyclic osmic ester. Here we said this is syn addition. Means both the oxygens are added from the same face or same side of this carbon-carbon double bond. And after hydrolysis, okay, in the second step, the product form are cis diol. Similarly, we can represent addition of potassium permanganate to alkene. Again, a two-step reaction where alkene adds to KMnO4, forms the cyclic permanganate, which on subsequent hydrolysis gives cis diol as the product. Today we are going to discuss addition of KMnO4 to cis-butanedic acid, commonly known as malic acid. It has a structure like this. This is malic acid where the two carboxylic acid groups are on the same side. This is the cis isomer. KMnO4 adds in a syn manner, and after hydrolysis, okay, we get syn hydroxylation. It gives the products which are represented in this Sawhorse projection. Okay, both the hydroxyl groups can be added from the top face as shown in this product, or they can be added from this down face as shown here. Okay. Both of these are nothing but the same and can be represented like this. This is called as mesotartaric acid. So addition of KMnO4 to malic acid and subsequent hydrolysis gives mesotartaric acid as the product. In short, we can say syn hydroxylation of cis alkene gives meso product. Next, when we do the addition of KMnO4 to fumaric acid, that is trans-butanedic acid, we'll get a racemic mixture of tartaric acid. Again, the reaction proceeds in two steps, whereas in the first step, KMnO4 adds across this carbon-carbon double bond, gives a trans-cyclic permanganate. Okay. Now there are again two possibilities. KMNO4 can be added from the top face as shown here, or it can be added from the bottom face. And after subsequent hydrolysis, we'll get the 1,2 diols, okay, which are represented in the Sawhorse projection and then converted to the Fisher projection. These are the racemic mixture of tartaric acid. So in short, we can say cis butanedic acid or malic acid gives mesotartaric acid, whereas fumaric acid gives racemic mixture of tartaric acid after syn hydroxylation reaction using KMNO4. Now we are going to discuss epoxidation reaction, or particularly stereochemistry involved in the epoxidation reaction. When alkene are electrophilic added to the organic peracid, it gives epoxides, which on subsequent hydrolysis yields 1,2-diol as the product. The step 1 alkenes are added to peracid through this 5-membered cyclic transition state, and an epoxide is formed. Carboxylic acid will be the byproduct in the reaction. In the second step, the acid hydrolysis of epoxide gives 1,2-diol as the product. So consider example of an cis alkene. Okay? When I take cis 2-butene, okay, and do the epoxidation reaction using organic peracid, I will get cis epoxide. Here you can see the methyls are on the same side. So this epoxidation is, again we can say, the epoxide is forming on the one side. Okay? In the next step, the acid hydrolysis of epoxide takes place. There are two possibilities of addition of OH, okay, from the opposite direction of the epoxide phase, and as shown with the blue and the red color arrows, we'll get a mixture of products. It's called as racemic mixture of 2,3-butane diol. So when epoxidation of cis-2-butene is carried out, which on further acid hydrolysis yields racemic mixture of 2,3-butane diol. If we do epoxidation of trans-2-butene and the epoxide form is further acid hydrolyzed, gives meso 2,3-butanediol as the product. So here we can represent with the reaction. Our starting compound is trans-2-butene, reacts with organic peracid. It gives trans epoxide as a product. This trans epoxide after acid hydrolysis gives the product, but there are two possibilities of addition of the hydroxyl group across this epoxide. There is only one phase available, which is opposite to this epoxide ring, and the product form are meso 2,3-butane diol. This is optically inactive because of the plane of symmetry present in the molecule.